I am Iron Man.
Hello there.
Avengers!
Welcome to Stars and Marvel. We are doing our Obi-Wan Kenobi series recap review, I guess. We are welcomed here with Nick Santangelo, a Star Wars veteran for sure. And
Insert
Nick,
applause
when we
noise here.
started our podcast, I had some questions for Brendan. I think it's important to get these questions to any guests that come on to establish who you are as a Star Wars fan. And so you got two questions back to back. And it's, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? And then who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Episode 4 and Obi-Wan.
Oh,
Easy,
okay.
easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So why
A New
why
Hope.
episode 4 and why Obi-Wan?
Why episode 4? I like that it's the beginning of the whole thing. I like the nostalgia aspect of it, but I think I can just appreciate it from an art form that that's the one that kind of jump started this billion-dollar crazy industry.
It is crazy. I do want to talk about it more when we do our episode breakdown, Zach. But I just watched episode 4 the other night. I was like, I didn't know what to watch. I was like, let me just put it on. And I wrote some notes down. But it is crazy. That was basically just an action movie that turned into this giant franchise with all this lore and all this backstory of everything. And
yeah,
insane.
and if you think about it, it originally was supposed to be a one-off movie. It was just called Star Wars: A New Hope. So they had no intention of even a sequel, let alone I don't know how many films now.
After
TV
that
series.
eight
unbelievable,
more movies and a bajillion series.
It definitely still holds up as, it's literally, it has endless one-liners that just became blueprints for the infinite amount of things that we see and love today, Oh yeah.
Sure. And then of course, and then Obi-Wan, even though that's my favorite movie, I obviously, you guys grew up on we grew up on the prequels.
Yeah,
so
we did.
I say this often, my earliest memory I can think of when I was a kid was seeing episode 1 in theaters. And I remember my family, I think I was 4, and it's literally my earliest memory of life is seeing Star Wars episode 1. And I remember we sat in the very first row, the very first row of the theater, and my neck hurt so bad that I stood up on the seat and was watching the movie backwards from the projection up on the little square, way up, and I was watching it, and then that's when I fell in love with Obi-Wan Kenobi, though, was from the prequels, which obviously Ewan McGregor had a lot to do with that. Not that I don't love the OG Obi-Wan.
Obviously, we got to give Alec Guinness, credit, but Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I think they both are equally important. So I was I don't want to knock down Alex, but Ewan McGregor is.
Not to knock him, but
he's the OG Obi.
I don't want to.
Hey,
what's up? Can you hear me?
Just
Nice. All right.
So it's kind of perfect timing. We literally just started talking, and
okay, good.
And I was done talking. So.
Yep, we're counting him off regardless. Nick, for your first entrance on the podcast, your two start questions are: what is your favorite Star Wars movie, and then who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I just did an interview today, and God damn, man, this is harder than the goddamn interview.
And why should we have you on the podcast?
And also, we're docking your pay.
I'll just say, I hate the safe answer. I don't like that answer.
No, there's no
episode 5. So no, You know what? I'm gonna say Rogue One is probably one of the best Star Wars movies out there. And you said favorite character?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's only about 300. Not including Clone Wars, of course.
I'm gonna say Padme, because that bitch, she watched her husband murder children and was like, "Yeah, we still good. We're still good for this one. Let's keep this one going."
You can murder the children and then be the father to my children.
Yeah, exactly. That's the next step, right?
As long as they're not my children, you're murdering. You're fine.
Oh, he's just so passionate. You know, that's all. So about her, you know, any other woman would probably be like, okay, now. All right. Let me get on this fucking planet.
If it was nowadays, would have turned into a Netflix series.
Yeah. So
I gotta say, not expecting either of those answers.
No,
I was not either. When you said the safe route, I thought you were going to say episode 4. That's what I.
Yeah, that's what I said. So I guess
Rogue One.
Not that episode 4 is the safe route.
Yeah.
No, there's anything wrong.
Yeah. You lying son of a.
Yeah, Rogue One's a solid film. I mean, it's up there for me.
I love it.
Definitely the best. I think Rogue One is definitely the best thing Disney has put out.
Oh,
and probably the
throwing it out there already.
Oh,
well, I mean, honestly, it's probably one of the coolest Vader scenes too. I mean,
I think it's the best thing Disney's done, because I think it's the only thing I've seen Disney do. Maybe like that I had. I mean, I didn't even have a critique of it. Like it was flawless. Like,
whoa! I do have a critique. That's I forget his name. The general. He's dead. I think that's so weird that you could just take a dead guy, like, put him in the movie.
Yeah, that is
who?
Weird. All right.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I don't
Tarkin,
disagree.
right?
Because to me that is a cop out of like making a film to be like, now we can just like to me, like they should have had to figure out how to make the story work without. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's just weird.
Yeah,
I'm dead. You still making money off of me?
Yeah.
I died.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Yeah. All right. But other than that, it was pretty. I got no complaints.
Other than the resurrection, it was great.
Yeah.
Jumping back on the Star Wars train, I guess, do you want to just get both their first initial thoughts on Kenobi, since obviously we have already given ours.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So I guess, Jess, yeah. What's your overall thoughts on the show? You know, just kind of generally, did you come off good vibes? Did you come off, how were your expectations? What was met? I just kind of your overall thoughts.
And we needed in 150 words or less.
Yeah. It was exactly what I expected. I was already pissed. Like 3 episodes in. I don't know if I told you this, but I found out that it was going to be a season 2 when I originally thought it was just going to be a short series.
Yeah.
I was pissed. I was like, all right, that's it. Like, all right. But I expected that Disney would fuck this up. So I was like, all right, that's there it is. I knew it. Because I was interested in just a short story. I liked the cool, I don't know why. I thought the lightsaber duels in like dusk for every single one, or nighttime.
What? Yeah.
The coolest lightsaber duels I've ever seen.
Really?
I think because the lightsaber duels weren't fancy. They weren't like too crazy. And they became earthbenders, whatever. But it just that glow. I've never seen a lightsaber look so fucking cool in anything else Star Wars. I was like, damn, this looks cool. But the fighting was whatever. But I'm not. I don't know. A lightsaber duel shouldn't. It doesn't have to be flashy, Yeah. So I did like how the Jedi fights. That was like really good. I liked it overall.
They weren't the lightsaber fights weren't as shitty as like the original Star Wars movies, but they weren't like over the top, flinging and
exactly
as episode 1 and 3.
Yeah, do it. and then and then the spin shit. No, none of that. I like Darth Vader when he fought Reva, whatever her name is. So it was good. It was good, but complaints. Shit was being set up for season 2, and I'm like, oh my god, she should have died. She should be dead. There shouldn't be a single reason he fucks up twice in a row with this person.
Oh yeah.
Huh? We failing killing children now? Is that how we doing? Huh? We're not a team player. We can't finish off children. So
now that they're adults.
Yeah, that was dumb. But it's because they're setting up for season 2. So what I didn't like about it was that they now it's the adventures of it's of Mandalorian and Obi-Wan or some bullshit like that.
So do we know, like, is it just a Reva spinoff coming? Is it Obi-Wan specifically season 2? Like, what has been leaked or confirmed? Because I have seen stuff like that since we've last talked, Brendan.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that yet. I don't know. I could totally see. I know you had said, Zach, that they were like they originally wrote it as a trilogy, and then Disney Plus was like, nah, or Disney was like, no, we're gonna make a show and get more money.
Yeah, because I think, Nick, I agree. Like this season, I think as a standstill, I go back. I think I've said a lot about Disney Plus shows, but I think this as a movie would have been phenomenal. I think as a show, it's good. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I do agree with you. Reva got stabbed one too many times to just walk away from that one.
No.
Disney still hasn't figured out how lightsabers really work.
Yeah, I don't know. I walked away from it like thinking it was good. Like, I don't know that it met my expectations. I probably had my expectations too high, but I thought it was good. But I was like, I don't know. Like, I still feel like, do we even need this series in the first place? Like, did I need this series? And I think my answer is no. I didn't. I never needed this series to happen. And I think they are put themselves in an extremely difficult situation to create a series where we basically know the ending, like right from the jump. And it's like going into the series, everyone was like, okay, there's going to be a Darth Vader fight versus Obi-Wan. Neither of them will die, obviously, because they're both in episode 4. And we're waiting for Liam Neeson to come back. I mean, that's essentially what everyone wanted from the series. And I feel like a lot of this series kind of felt like fan service to me, like where it was like,
most definitely 100% was
right. And to that, to me, if I take a step back as a Star Wars fan, I think I enjoyed in my head the story of Obi-Wan fights Anakin, and that's their final meetup until episode 4, better than this whole new adventure now. Like that, I like that storyline better than this new storyline that they've created. Like that was kind of my takeaway. It's not a bad series, but like in the Star Wars timeline now, I don't love it as much as I had previously.
So I actually have something to add to yours that I don't know if this will come up as a surprise, but like you say, a lot of the series feels fan servicey, and I agree. I don't think that we can really disagree with that. But I actually think that if they wanted to do as much fan service as they did, they didn't lean enough into fan service. They should have went more.
Well, if that was the goal, then like the Liam Neeson thing is like, I just. You're waiting for it the entire series, and literally, you get hello or whatever. It's like it's like hey, and he's on for a second,
and it wasn't even a surprise because
it looks like Liam Neeson didn't even try either. Like it looks like he just showed up. Like
they didn't even put any CGI. They just painted him blue, and
I know. Like it looked like he just like took it on his phone, like sent it to them, and then they like edited it. Like it looked rough to me. Like it, I was like, this is. That felt weak. And then the other thing that I guess will critique is that for the buildup of the whole show, pretty much to be Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan, I found it incredibly weird that fight ends and there's 20 minutes left of the finale where it's Reva threatening to kill Luke, right? But again, we know Luke's not gonna die, so like it's not an interesting scene to me because it's like what could possibly happen here, and then B, I don't understand Reva's mindset of I'm gonna get back at Anakin by killing his child that he doesn't know exists. Like,
and I'll even go a step further.
That doesn't make any sense. And like my point though is like that was the finale of the last episode was like Reva not killing Luke, and I'm like that is a weak way to end the series. Like for it to all to be hyped
compared to the fight, but compared to the Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight, that is pretty.
Like I would have definitely ended with the Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight. You know?
I think the Reva stuff in the finale completely like it's completely too much. The Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader fight is so good, and Reva has a great ending in the part 5 episode where she goes up against Darth Vader, loses obviously because it's Darth Vader, and then it's like leave that there.
Honestly, they should have killed her off there. Like I feel like I know they're probably setting her up for her own series or for a spin-off part in if they're the Obi-Wan season 2, but they should have Vader should have killed her off there.
I will say this though. So for Nick, I wanted to ask you this because you said you liked the fight. I thought it was a cool fight. Again, coolest I've seen, right? But if we're gonna talk about just like what that fight meant, was it cooler than leaving his chopped up body to burn?
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, I totally So this is was my next point. Yeah. And it's like it was a
better,
really cool fight, but it was not as good as an ending to their story as the Mustafar fight was. Not even like to me, not even close. Like because this one, like that one at least was like, why does Obi-Wan leave Anakin burning like that? It's because he can't stomach finishing the job, right? Because he means too much to him, but he knows he can't help him because he's this horrible mass villain now. But like in this one, why he just leaves Darth Vader there, and he's like, and I'm like, you're doing this again, like he's leaving, and like you're given the point of view of like he's come to peace with like what's happened. He accepts that he's Darth Vader, but if he really accepts he's Darth Vader, then why is he just leaving him there again? Like,
and they know how like all the
at least lock him up. Like put some cuffs on him. The guy can't breathe. He can't breathe. Put some cuffs on him, like
Darth Vader has time to become Darth Vader. So like, it's not you haven't heard whispers in the galaxy of like, he's still killing kids. Like he's just conquering planets and killing them.
The biggest thing that surprised me about this series, like the biggest shock that I didn't know about was I'd never realized that people didn't know that Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker. I always just thought that was like common knowledge in the Star Wars universe that like everybody knew that Anakin turned to Darth Vader. I don't know. That's how I always perceived it. And then when Obi-Wan found out that Darth Vader was like that Anakin was alive, I was like, holy shit, he didn't know that? Like I was like, I thought like I always assumed like he got on his ship in Mustafar and like he saw Palpatine coming in while he was leaving, like he's getting him. Like
whatever. Also, I mean to Nick's point, like how does obviously he's like in like his seclusion or whatever, but like how does no one, and to your point, like everybody knows Darth Vader is like helping the Emperor rule the galaxy. Like how did they not know that Darth Vader is alive? Like I agree. And then the only reason I knew that people didn't know was Anakin was from the comics, which are now no longer canon. But in the comics that I think, I don't know if it was Marvel or Dark Horse or
Marvel, just the Dark Horse is the legend.
Yeah. Obi-Wan finds out that Darth Vader's alive. He's like in a bar or something, and he finds out Darth Vader's alive.
Well,
and I was like, he didn't know.
Now that I'm thinking about it, didn't he know that Anakin's name was Darth Vader? Because when him and Yoda are looking over like the holocron thing, he's like, he goes by Darth Vader, and like whatever.
He goes, I know you are now Darth Vader.
Now that I think about it, because then that doesn't make sense, because he would obviously know that Anakin's is Darth Vader, and Obviously, he knows that Darth Vader
it-
is.
But did he not know that he was Darth Vader? Or did he just not know he was alive?
No, in the series, they established he didn't know he was alive. He knew he was Darth Vader because Reva says
Okay.
Darth Vader's looking for you, and that's the moment.
Okay,
He's like,
it's just Obi-Wan didn't realize. Okay,
He
I
just
guess
didn't
if
realize
he's
he was
if he's
alive.
living a life of cutting fish meat and not
Yeah, no,
talking to
I mean,
anybody, he probably wouldn't
like
know
that
who
was
Darth Vader
that's
is.
very low on my list. Like that,
Yeah.
I can buy that. Like, yeah, he's cutting fish meat. He's in the market. You know,
Yeah.
he's trying to find toys for Luke. You know, he's he's not worried about much.
He's
you
finding
know.
toys for Luke. Uncle Owen's like, yeah, we're not having that. Smashing his
Michael
toys.
Owen's
Yeah.
not having it. That's his life. It's him
Yeah.
versus Uncle Owen. You know,
I would have honestly, if it was I don't know if you'll like this, but I could have gone with Obi and Darth Vader never running into each other.
dude. Okay, I am so happy you said that because
Yeah.
that was I was gonna bring that to this podcast too.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think they should have.
That's one of my biggest like critiques of where Disney's at with Star Wars right now. It's like I'm kind of done with these stories that we've seen and done. Like I want a new fight, like new characters. Like Reva wasn't my favorite villain, but like I think a Reva versus Obi-Wan finale would have like. Did they even have a lightsaber fight in the whole thing?
Nope.
Yeah.
How did they
So
not have
I-
one
I
I
think we
lightsaber?
talked about
I
Like-
am still
Like,
livid.
how is
There
that?
was
How is that even happening?
All right, if we're gonna talk,
Like-
not inheritance, Inquisitors.
Yeah.
The Inquisitors was the absolute dog shit of the series. Like
Like
they
I-
establish these really
I-
cool villains, and then they don't utilize them at all. And that's what, in my opinion, that's what takes away. It's not even look. I understand what you guys are saying about he didn't need to meet Darth Vader again. I get it. I do. I'm not just like I do kind of have something I want to talk about, but like I'm not. You guys, that's fine. But the problem with this show is clear as day. The Inquisitors are the worst thing that's ever
But
been.
see,
It's
that's
horrible.
That's the point. That you could have just replaced Darth Vader with the Inquisitors, made the Inquisitors the main villain. and then
I'm not
had
just
that been the
agreed.
series,
And
I
you
would've
could
been fine
have had
with that.
6 different fights because there was 6 Inquisitors or whatever,
And
and
just
then
have
have
like
a different one every episode.
and then just had like a Rogue One-esque scene with Darth Vader.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
I was gonna say the Rogue One scene to me, what I would have liked, especially with Reva's character, was remember how like, oh, I'm using myself as bait to bring you closer to him. It should have been like, all right, like here's the toss-up, bitch. I gave you Darth Vader. I'm gonna go escape. And it should have been like an epic battle where she dies, but you know she died fighting. You know what I mean? And then Obi-Wan's like passing, like you know, like they heard him and Darth Vader like out by the window. They see each other like, oh,
Dips in the
you.
night. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Zach, I don't know if you remember, but like when this show was first announced, that's what I said I wanted. Like I wanted it to be like they don't have a battle, they have like a interaction of like, oh shit, that's Darth, he's alive. Like, and then that's like, oh shit, there's Obi-Wan, like, but like the ship takes off
Well, that's
too late. You know
that's
what I mean?
what they started it out as because because he almost had like that force link with Vader, like almost like how Rey had it with Kylo Ren in
Right.
the prequels. Right, that's how I kind of saw it. Like I know we had talked about it, Zach, but like when he was in the tank, and then like he was wriggling around, and then Vader started wriggling around, and then there were like flashes of different like I think it was like flashes of them like no it wasn't from it was audio of them from like episode 3 on Mustafar, which was really cool. I did like that. I mean, fan servicey wise, I was glad they did fight again because I thought it was cool with the whole broken mask thing and him kind of realizing, okay, Anakin is dead, like my brother is dead. But I see where you're coming from, where it would have been cooler that if they just were force linked and had to like fight that way.
That's what I don't
Yeah,
disagree. Like that the Mustafar burning to death Anakin is a better like or like I'm not disagreeing that that's better like as a finale to it, but I do absolutely love that final conversation between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in this show.
Yeah,
I
Right,
think
and
I think
don't-
I'm sorry Anakin for all of it is one of the like most emotional lines I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Yeah, but it's not better than you were the chosen one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even close.
Or not even. The
But-
part was like, I must do. I must do
I will do
what I must, and so whatever.
Yeah.
And
like,
I was like, oh,
like-
fuck, has to kill you.
like, and if you really think about it, like it's pretty much the same like setup
Same
for a
setup,
fight
yeah.
scene ending, like
Yeah.
like exactly as that one. It's like you got the lines, the like emotional moment, you know, and then it's like Obi-Wan wins and Darth Vader's left there to go rule the galaxy again. I just but to your point, Zach, like that doesn't take away the fact that like a lot of the stuff in it was really cool. like you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like at the end of the day, I remember like I was talking to one of my friends a while about like the sequels, and I was having critiques, and he would be like, at the end of the day, man, it's Star Wars. I just want to see lightsabers and
Yeah.
blasters going off, you know. And it's like I get that aspect of it. I mean, I'm just more coming from like
I want to see some
hardcore
people with names I
Star
can't
Wars.
pronounce, planets I can't pronounce, and a bunch of lightsabers.
Exactly.
But Nick,
Blasters
to
going off.
your credit, like something we've talked about on our own before that I thought I'd bring up too now with this, it being a show and the show that it is and what it gave us, right? Like, you know, we all love, everyone here likes Star Wars. We all love Star Wars, right? And we've all rewatched all the Star Wars movies. We liked all as much as we can. Are you ever going to rewatch the show?
I will
No.
not. No.
No.
And I think
won't.
that says a lot. Like, as much as I enjoyed the show too, like more than
I'll
some
watch-
people, less than some people, as much as I enjoyed it, I don't disagree. I'll rewatch probably that final episode because
Yeah.
I did like that fight so much.
Yeah.
But I don't disagree. I'm not going to sit here.
You're gonna
and
rewatch
watch
that final episode. You're gonna rewatch the end after the fight. That's the Reva chase. You're gonna watch that. Tell me you're gonna sit down and watch Reva chase Luke around. Like, tell me like
Yeah,
that.
that's a good point.
You're gonna turn it off. You're gonna turn it off.
I'll watch. I've watched the Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight on YouTube 1,000
I was gonna
times
say,
already.
honestly, I'm just gonna type in on YouTube Darth Vader Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right. So like the way I was looking at it was like, did this series as a whole really offer me anything more than like what fans had done in the past as like creating their own crazy Darth Vader Obi-Wan fights? You know, like I think everyone just always complained about the Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight in A New Hope, and like wanted a redo of that fight. And like,
Yeah.
I get it, but like, that's not what the story was, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, like-
Also,
like,
did you guys think so? This is just a filmmaking critique. Did you think the last episode, the scenes were extremely dark? Like it was
Yes.
like the Game of
I-
Thrones finale.
Yes,
Like where you
but no,
couldn't see
I
anything?
like that. That's what made the lightsaber so cool.
Yeah, it made the lightsabers cool, but I couldn't tell where anybody was. Like especially
I-
the,
Some
like,
shades.
the Reva,
Get some
like,
shades.
yeah,
I-
we had
I
a hard
literally
time.
had to sit like up
Yeah.
against the TV. Like, is that Reva? Who's what?
Is that
like,
Luke?
is that yeah? What are we doing here? Like I
You're
was
the
like,
second person to say that.
it felt
Get
like
some
like the
fucking
Game of Thrones.
I don't know. I had a hard time seeing it because I remember I'm being like, oh my God, what's happening?
I see blue. I see red. What,
I know they're angry.
is America in here? No, but also I literally thought of this today. And I haven't even run it by you, Zach. I was just like, you know what? Let me just pop it off on the. Oh, we got some barks over there. I heard
Obi is
Round.
behind the door.
Is that
He wants to
Chewie?
get in.
So what if they replaced Reva with Starkiller? What if they brought in Starkiller and instead of having
From the games.
yeah, like the characters start from the games, yeah. What if they
Sounds
brought him
familiar.
in
I don't remember
from
Starkiller.
the Force Unleashed? Remember those?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What if
It's
they
not
brought
canon
him in-
anymore.
It's the greatest.
True.
It's the greatest show ever made. If that's what happens.
That's what like I was thinking about that. Like
yeah.
that would be so much cooler. Like I mean, cut out
But-
all of like the Inquisitor stuff and her and him being there when Anakin, killed all the kids. But like,
But
it could
Brendan,
work.
to
I-
what makes it the greatest show using Starkiller isn't just because it's Starkiller over Reva. It's because assumably that's the actual antagonist. You know,
Yeah.
like that's and that's what we've established here. Like that a lot of people think that Vader shouldn't have been the villain. And I think if you change that villain to not actually be Vader. And if you I look, cards at the table, I'm a Force Unleashed fan, like through and through. So you put Starkiller in anything, I'm gonna buy it, read it, sell, whatever. Like, so that's gonna just make it all better.
Uncanon the not canon.
I literally,
because like you
have
could
my game right here.
Oh boy.
You could still have the same.
Was that for the Wii?
360 actually.
Because you could still have the same story of like, you know, because Reva was the, you know, Inquisitor villain in the beginning, chasing down Obi-Wan to prove, you know, we all thought to prove, you know, to like show off to Anakin, but really it was to a cow with a donut on its head walked by.
Yeah. Sorry, we had to put like a cone on Shady, and Meg got him this like donut thing instead of a cone.
At first, I was like, "Damn, that cat's fat," but
oh no, he's fat too. So that doesn't help.
But like, you could totally like you could totally switch Reva and Starkiller out, and the story wouldn't even change that much, other than like he could even, you know, I know in the games he turns from, doesn't he turn from?
Yeah, he eventually
Sith
betrays Vader.
Yeah, like you could have that storyline still, because Reva trades side. You know what I mean? Like eventually switches sides, so you could still essentially have the same story, but just cut out that shitty Reva ending. Like
I think that would be really like that'd be awesome. Like I don't have any critiques of that. It'd be really cool. But
not that I hated Reva, but I don't know. It would have been
the problem for me with Reva wasn't her character, it's what they did with her character. Like it was like she had a good backstory, like she had a reason for not liking Anakin, like it all made sense. It just wasn't executed well. Like
exactly.
And not the actor, like the story.
The writers just kind of like
they dropped to like a dime bag. I felt it too.
Because the backstory and everything was actually really interesting. You know, it's like you're hooked. You're like, oh
shit, she's a youngling. Like, wow.
Yeah,
when they finally do the Order 66 stuff, it's awesome.
It feels,
but
more,
I will say,
feels more evil in this series than it did in episode 3. Like the kid killing, I don't know. It felt more.
Well, because we saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt more like
saw the kills.
I always said, Zach, I always said that was the darkest scene in movie history. It was Anakin lighting up.
It was so dark that in this show.
I mean, it is.
Show, did you guys notice for that episode when we finally see the killing of Order 66 and like we get the prompt before the episode? It's like warning. This might not be suitable for all viewers.
Yeah.
That popped out, and I looked at Mary. I was like, oh
yeah. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, that's Order 66 of this bitch. We're about to see some execute Order 66, and then well, the thing is when I started watching it, Lucia, you can ask her. I was like, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's mindless killing. Finally.
I mean, they did have the balls to open up the show with Order 66, which was like, I think that was really cool.
And it just goes back to the point where like there was a lot of good things. Like it just as a whole, I felt like they just missed like it as a whole. Like that's just my overall critique of it. But I
think it all goes down to because they just want to make a season 2. Like they held off on making such a good short series because they just want to keep making more money.
Which like to me like even makes me like that bothers me more because like in season like to me this season was so dragged out. Like it was like such a dragged out TV show. Like Zach, to your point, like you said, I felt like it could have been a 2-hour movie,
and it would have been a great 2-hour movie.
The same story. Like you would have knocked out the Las Vegas planet in Last Jedi. You know, that's what you would have knocked out of this show.
You don't want to see a Star Wars casino?
No.
Yo.
And so like I don't know, like to me, and as season 2, like what is is Darth Vader going to be back again? I do not want this whole thing to happen. Like we're going to get another Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader battle that ends with Obi-Wan walking away going.
Yeah. I said that. I said, what are they going to do for season 2?
Don't try that again.
What if they bring Maul in? Oh, wait.
The only problem with that is that they wrapped up his story in Rebels.
Rebels, yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
I don't know.
See, so
they could uncanon Rebels, which they wouldn't be above.
So I like this season, right? But I agree. I don't want a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think it becomes too much. I think.
But it sounds like
Brendan,
it's already,
to your
it's already
question,
gone, right? Go-
sorry, Nick, what was that?
It sounds like it's already confirmed, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But like, but Brendan, to your question, instead of bringing Darth Maul in for season 2, I would love a Darth Maul show.
Yeah, like just to see what the hell happened. I mean, if you watch
it could
Clone
be a
Wars,
prequel, it could be a Clone Wars. Like,
See, I am of the complete opposite mindset. Like I this is why I like Mandalorian so much, is because I want like all new. Like I'm like, because to me, like Maul, like a Maul show would be sick. Like I'm not saying it would be cool, but like Maul's another story where like I think they covered his story pretty in depth in Rebels and Clone Wars.
Yeah,
like,
I think Clone Wars did a great job.
I don't know.
Giving us
I don't know what more
Maul.
they could.
You definitely get a good
Maul's
feel
story.
of what he went through, why he was so insane in whatever the hell cavern.
Yeah,
he was.
they did. I totally forgot. He was in Solo, right? He's at Solo. Totally forgot. I just completely erased that movie from Star Wars.
I remember
history.
watching that. I remember watching Solo and leaving because I'd never seen Clone Wars. I'd never seen Rebels, and I'm like, he's alive. Like I was
And
so
he's got
confused.
4 legs,
robotic legs now. Like what the hell? Like,
I don't know. So my point though was like I would love to see more like just original Star Wars. Like the Mandalorian. Like I would rather that series, like rather than a.
Yep.
I totally agree because
Obi-Wan 2 or like
not too long ago, like a week or so ago, I just finished Rebels, and I think that's Rebels is my new favorite Star Wars thing out because I mean I know it's been out for a very long like 10 years, but just because it has to do with like the Empire and stuff, but it's brand new characters. Like it's I mean like they're Jedi, but they're still they're not related to the Skywalkers. They're not related to anybody else to do with the New Republic or the Old Republic or the Empire. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I think that's why I'm excited for Ahsoka.
Yeah,
and like the thing Rebels does well, and I think the thing like Mandalorian does well is you can have that brand new idea and story, but then you throw in Luke coming in, right? And it's amazing because one, you're not expecting it. Two, like it's not important to the show. Like so, like he can come in, do his thing, leave, and then you're not sitting here going like we need Luke's story like for the next season. You're like I'm still focused on Mandalorian, like what's going on with him. You know what I mean? Like and in Rebels, it was like they had the Obi-Wan Darth Maul fight in Rebels, right? And then like
yeah.
But like again, like those are two like they're not even the main characters of the show. It's like we got that, and you're like, this is awesome, but also let me get back to the main characters because I want to know what's going on over there.
So I guess, and to follow up with that, is everyone here kind of excited because it is completely new to an extent, the Andor show?
I mean, I know we've talked about it, Zach, but I'm very excited. Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, holy shit! You don't even feel like it's a Star Wars product.
It looks like a spy movie.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I got the trailer. I was like, all right, like if you didn't know, you wouldn't think that was related to Star Wars.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, I mean it's literally just going to be all about like sort of terroristic acts. You know what I mean? Like like quasi. Because I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I know they're doing.
It does not surprise me. Rogue One was your favorite.
Yeah. No, I saw it and I was like, okay. I mean, I agree. We need something just completely original. And if you want to sprinkle like, oh yeah, it's influenced because of this main character, sure.
Well, that's why I'm pumped for like the Taika Waititi movies, whatever they decide, because he's going to be directing a new Star Wars movie or trilogy. I don't know what.
Wait, really?
Yeah, yeah. I think they kicked Rian Johnson out because they're like, you fucked up our trilogy. So because they were going to give him a trilogy to make.
Yeah, he was supposed to get his own.
And now they're having Taika Waititi. I don't know if he's making like a trilogy or if he's just making a movie, but he's making.
Why doesn't Favreau and Filoni just become the head of the department?
That's what Zach. That's what.
And just oversee everything, and it would be everything.
There
would
is
be
no
flawless.
reason Kathleen Kennedy still has a job.
Like I don't know. Like I don't. They literally showed them this series, and they were like giving them feedback and like, you need to change a good chunk of this, like in order to like show it, like, and that's why it was delayed. I'm pretty sure.
Honestly,
like,
Nick,
which is
it's
terrible.
almost-
I mean, that's terrible.
it's actually
like what was it? What was it? What happened? Like that you show it to those guys and they're like, nah, I want. And it also,
well, let's push this back a little bit.
I also think it's interesting. I almost think that they didn't want their names attached to this from the beginning.
I
'cause,
definitely
like,
they didn't.
I don't think they were like, which says it goes back to my original point of like, I don't know that I needed this series because like if they don't feel like they need this series, I certainly don't feel like I need this series. You know what I mean? Like those guys are on top of it, man. Like they get the lore, like all of the in-depth like nuances of Star Wars. Like they get it. Like they're not going to screw it up. I read one review that was pretty harsh of Obi-Wan, but I agreed with some of the points. And the one point was like, did the people who made this watch episode 4? before
Well,
they
one
made
of
this
the
shit? And I was
writers
like,
admitted to
there are-
not watching episode 3.
That's a
Wait, what?
that's insane. I mean that's horrible. Which didn't correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Darth Vader fight,
Anakin.
doesn't in A New Hope, isn't the first thing Darth Vader say like, "You've grown weak, old man," and then in this fight, I think he said the same exact thing. He said, "You've gotten weak, old man." I was like, that's the same line.
Yeah. Some lines
Like,
were repeated. Yeah.
Same exact line. For
The
like
one
the
line
same
I'm
fight.
upset that wasn't repeated was they said something that I was like, oh, he says that in, and I think it was like hello there. I was like, oh, they added that one on purpose. But the one that was very upset was there was a scene. What? There was a scene
He's upset.
where
You got the high ground.
there was a scene where, yeah, exactly. There was that scene where I saw it and I was like, oh, he's gonna fucking say it. He's gonna fucking
when he's standing over him right after the second fight. Yeah. And he's like, he's buried by the rocks. I totally agree. I thought he was coming up and going, I was waiting for
Like that line
onto the
sat
shelf,
with
like,
him.
oh my God, he's gonna say the shit.
That line sat with him for like 10 years. Like,
who's got the high ground now,
Yeah.
bitch? like, yes, that is exactly what I thought. I was like, he's got the high ground. Like,
And so the fact
there's
that
no way this is an accident. Like,
and
I guess
so
it was.
like I was waiting for like, yo, you want to do fan service? And when he was standing there, I was like, this is the moment.
People are gonna lose their minds.
Looking
That
back,
was my point I made earlier, right? Like for a show that has so much fan service, it didn't dive enough. Like either do all of it or none of it.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest miss was Liam Neeson. I mean, like it
The
would have
biggest miss
been
with him was also
10
teasing him
times.
every episode.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, every recap we would do, Zach, would be like, next episode, Qui-Gon's coming in. And like,
it would have been if you could only get him for his one sentence, right? It would have been way more valuable for him to come in and give him some kind of like tidbit before the last fight, rather than afterwards he hops on a camel and he's like, hey, good job. We got a long walk.
I definitely think it took away from his appearance by having the Obi-Wan reaching out to him every episode. It's like, okay, we get it. You have Liam Neeson, just give it to us.
Yeah,
that is true.
Is Qui-Gon. I think we've said Qui-Gon once. That's all. That's all.
Oh, but the one
he's
funny
Liam
part
Neeson.
was Lucia was like, oh, it's funny how much Obi-Wan's gonna age in 8 years.
That's what we were saying. We were like, damn, he gets older. But we did do the math. We did do the math. It does like
If
it
Luke
does
is
add
10,
up.
right? Then
but
it's 8 years.
But
Yeah,
but
It
it
is
is
8 years.
it's-
It's just
He goes episode 2. I mean, season 2 is going to be rough for him.
Ewan McGregor just looks great.
You can put some city miles on.
But no, that's what me and Zach had brought that up because I was like, he's gonna age so much by the, like what is he just like get addicted to heroin or something? Like and then,
and supposedly he's doing good now. Like he just came out of his like
Right now he's
permanent-
out of his rut.
now he's doing well. So this is gonna be a rough decline.
but no, like but we did do because Ewan McGregor is like 51 or something like that, and the guy who played Obi-Wan in episode 4, Alec Guinness, he was 64 or so, I believe, when
Give or
he
take,
played
yeah.
something like that, like in his early 60s. So we're like, it does fit the
McGregor
age
just
range,
he
but
looks too
Ewan
good.
McGregor just looks amazing.
Exactly. And they even try to downplay it with Leia, like being all like, "You're too old to be my dad." It's like, bitch, calm down. It's
Bitch,
Ewan
I could be
McGregor
your
we're
son.
talking about. Yeah, I gotta admit, I didn't really bring it up because I think Leia is just kind of a I wouldn't even say like a problem. She's just it's gotten to the point where do we really even care to talk? Like we will, but do we even really need to talk about Leia? Like Leia shows up, she does the thing, and I assume that's how everyone here feels.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's
I like
the
the
smartest
character.
10-year-old.
Yeah. Well, I thought her character was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like the relationship that she got with Obi-Wan. I think like that makes sense when she calls out for him now. You know what I mean? I always thought that was pretty cool. But I guess she's young enough that I would name drop that incident before. You helped my father. Remember when you helped save my life?
that was the one thing I was gonna say. Yeah, that's some of the stuff I'm talking about. Like, how do you to me, like, how do you mess that up? Like, how does no one think of that? Like, well, wouldn't it make sense that the first thing she says?
Even, I mean, you gotta
be like, I know we had this crazy adventure.
Yeah.
like,
but before that, you have my dad. And
before that, you have my dad. But Zach, I remember saying one of my critiques originally was that I thought it didn't make sense that like she was like, why would they know to kidnap her and it would mean anything to Obi-Wan and pull Obi-Wan out? And I still don't understand that aspect of it. Like, why would they think, because nobody in the entire galaxy knows that she's Anakin's kid except for that close-knit group.
No,
so
they definitely, and that's
why would kidnapping Leia mean, and why would they know to do that specifically to bring Obi-Wan out of?
I took it from the show that Reva kidnaps Leia because Leia is the daughter of the only friend of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is Bail Organa. And I'm not justifying it. I'm just explaining the thing.
I hear that.
And I think that's even to an extent why she goes to kill Luke, because she finds out that she doesn't know Luke's Anakin's kid. She goes to kill Luke to get back at Obi-Wan.
No, at the end she knows it's Anakin's kid.
It
says
I don't think that's why she's there.
It says his,
which again is why I don't like it. I don't think it's good enough.
Don't even bring up that recording, because
it says
I could not decipher a fucking Leia, daughter, Vader, and you go, Luke is Darth Vader's son out of that conversation while being stabbed and crawling to try to survive. That's how you're gonna find out? Okay. I thought that scene was such bullshit of how she figured out. Oh, and Luke, Vader, son, heading to Tatooine.
No, but Zach,
to that point, that's where I'm going.
I'm pretty sure she definitely knew that it was Vader's son. Like, I was in the.
Well, I gotta tell you, if that's true, if that is actually the takeaway, and then it's dog shit, she's alive. Yeah. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
She cannot be alive knowing that Luke Skywalker exists.
That scene was such bullshit.
Also, one thing that Zach had mentioned before was, like on one of our previous episodes, was she got to Tatooine so quick. Like I mean, I know they have light speed and stuff in Star Wars, but like she like bandaged herself up, got herself all good to go. Like,
no ships were available there.
To be honest, Nick, you brought up the Vegas scene in The Last Jedi. The Reva segment in the finale is basically par with the Vegas scene in The Last Jedi. That's what I was saying.
It really is. Because it literally, like, as a viewer, you are literally not interested at all because you know Luke's fine. You also know Owen and his wife's name escapes me. His wife, they're fine too. So you literally have. There's nothing going through your mind. And then the other thing is like, Owen Lars gonna kill Reva? No.
But that's what I was just about to say. That would have made that whole thing at least interesting. Is if Owen's not killing Reva.
Okay, so like everyone's out there fighting Reva, and Owen Lars is gonna do the job. Like, give me a break.
I'm just saying it would have made
Hey,
it
give me a
slightly better than
break.
it was, because
Yeah,
as is,
that's fair.
there's no consequence to the Reva segment at all.
I heard
Yeah.
one review that was saying it was like why would Luke in episode 4, he's so surprised that like he could possibly be a part of this crazy adventure, and it's like, dude, you were like kidnapped by a Sith, like run through the like desert, like
Yeah, right.
Why are you so surprised? Like so I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, that's just that final finale scene that I feel like we somehow got to that from talking about Leia.
Yeah.
It all goes back to
They
that
did
scene.
Reva dirty. I feel like
They did.
Nick, I
They
think you
did.
made a great point earlier when you said she has a great she's a great character that was written
Right.
terribly.
Yeah.
Right. Like dual lightsaber Reva versus Obi-Wan finale would have been sick. Like it would have been Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Yeah,
They-
I thought that
they-
should have been the two fights. It was Reva and Obi-Wan. And I thought what would happen was like the fight will kind of start with both Obi-Wan and Reva fighting Darth Vader at the same time. And then Obi-Wan going like, oh yeah, I gotta catch my shit though. And then you finish the job.
Zach, remember I said I thought that she would like come to his aid or something like in the finale? Like
Yes.
that's what I thought. Like I thought that's
Look, guys, you're preaching to the choir here. I'm still livid that we got 0 in Inquisitor fights. 0.
They-
I know.
Technically, we saw Reva versus Vader in part 5, but we got no Obi-Wan versus an Inquisitor
What's
fight.
the one
The
guy?
only
We didn't get
uh,
Eggman. Eggman didn't have a fight either, whatever his name is.
No, he just got stabbed and
Oh,
came
yeah.
back.
Yeah, I mean the
What's
only
his name?
the Grand Inquisitor.
Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, he looked awful. That was I did not like that makeup. I think the prosthetics, I wasn't feeling it.
See, but I liked it. I'm not saying it was great, but I did like that it was practical and makeup. Like it wasn't just a CGI face.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
true.
what Star Wars tries to go with, because they started out with practical effects and a lot of practical, which doesn't always look the greatest. but,
Really dumb
um,
thing. But this is did anyone realize this is the first time we've seen clone troopers in like actual armor?
Yeah.
Like all the clone troopers in the prequels were all CGI.
Speaking of which, bringing up the clone troopers and the stormtroopers, Zach, was that a Rex cameo? I meant to bring this up.
I don't think
anyone
it's
talk about
confirmed
that?
to be anyone. It's just a clone trooper.
With
But
a blue, but he had blue shoulder plate.
did he have blue?
I swear he did. I saw
I
him and
don't
I was like,
remember.
that's Rex. And he had the gray beard. Which
He did have the gray beard. He did have the
Oh,
gray
yeah.
beard. Look,
I
could
literally
be.
was like to Meg, that's Rex. Oh my gosh. Now Rex is gonna get involved. Nothing. I was like, oh.
I thought that was good amount of him, like a great cameo, like talk about like fun little like
yeah.
give me a
Easter
cameo and
eggy
walk
things,
away
yeah.
from it. Like I
I'm
was
guessing it wasn't Rex because I didn't hear anyone else say that. But
hey, you
definitely
heard
thought
it here
was.
first.
But
And officially,
Rex.
that's Rex.
It's Rex.
That's Captain Rex.
It's Captain Rex. Yeah, I
Um,
forgot about the Ahsoka series though.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll
That'll be
be.
good.
I'm pumped for that. Because
That'll be
I
good.
really didn't like when she showed up in the Mandalorian. I hadn't watched Clone Wars or Rebels at all, so I was just like, I don't give a shit about Rosario Dawson in a fucking wig. Like, and then I watched like Clone Wars and Rebels, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be cool. Like,
Yeah, I kinda give
I
a
love her
fuck.
character. Like, it's kind of a big deal.
I did want to bring. So we all like. Do we all like Mandalorian? I don't think.
Love
is there-
Mandalorian.
Well,
So-
I actually have a question. Did you like Boba Fett? I didn't.
I liked.
I
Boba Fett,
loved
didn't
it.
love Boba
I love the
Loved it.
Mandalorian parts of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Loved it when Mandalorian came. I will say though, like I like Boba Fett more than Doug Ritchie. I like Boba Fett.
He just strolls it on screen with his
I can't. I did like Boba Fett more than a lot of people did. Like I liked him getting out of the pit. Like I thought that
Yeah, like that
him-
storyline was
him-
cool.
him like being taught by the
I can't say that anymore. No, okay.
Is that
I'm
true?
kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Cut
The
that.
Tuscan Raider or the
The
same
Tuscan
people, the
Raiders.
Tuscan Raiders. Yeah.
Is that a thing? I didn't even know that. Is that like
Oh,
Well,
well,
they
they-
changed it.
yeah,
That's clearly why they changed
They
it.
changed it in what the when George Lucas remade the original trilogy, or when
Wow.
he like re-edited
Yes.
them.
Oh,
He changed
gosh.
the
News to
fucking
me.
Raiders.
Wow,
This
I
is
did not
great.
put that together. I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, why would he change it from sand people to?
But
because that happened in prequels.
But in
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett, they did call them Sand People. Like I mean,
Yes,
they
and I
bounced
noticed
back
that.
and forth. Yeah,
And I was like, good.
They brought-
savages. It's savage names.
So wait,
I
Nick,
appreciated them
liked-
going back to
I
their
liked
roots.
that.
Nick-
I liked that whole backstory. I liked all that. Like, so I guess I don't know. Like, I didn't have like it wasn't the best series, but like
Nick, what
What's
didn't you like
Mandalorian?
about Boba Fett?
once Mandalorian came in, I was like, this is awesome.
I don't know.
What didn't I? Oh,
I wasn't talking to
we
you.
can
Nick.
ask
Sorry,
him,
that
actually. Yeah. I watched it and then I was like, okay, so like Mandalorian was kind of safe the first season, if I remember correctly. I was like, it's kind of a safe show, but it was good. Like, but they did play it safe. Book of Boba Fett was like, okay, you're playing safe again. And I was like, okay, like I'm starting to get tired of like, I don't know. It was
So
it's a Western, right? Both shows are
Right.
Westerns.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I'm seeing the same fucking thing.
So
And
if you, right.
I was just saying, like, I don't know, like it was kind of like he was trying to be like Mando is cool because you don't even see his face, but you know his motives. You don't need to see his face. I think that's so cool about that show.
Mhm.
You understand what he's feeling and all that. Dude, such
you
a
don't have
good
to
job,
see his expressions or anything.
and you don't
just-
have to see his expressions. But Book of Boba Fett was like, we see your face. And you're so dead. It was so boring. I don't know. His character. I don't know. I wasn't feeling him.
The only
wasn't-
Boba Fett parts I liked in the Book of Boba Fett was what you were just talking about, Nick. The like how he got out of the pit, how he got trained by the Sand People, how he and like how he like became Boba Fett again, like
Right.
yeah, like a better Boba Fett. But
So-
Yeah, I guess to your point, like it is like it didn't have a rewatch factor. Like it was definitely like,
Yeah.
but like I guess I was looking at it like I didn't really have issues that needed to be addressed. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have like Star Wars storyline issues.
So-
that I was like, I
so
can't
to
believe
bring-
they did that to Boba Fett. Like I was like,
Right.
Like, but to your point, like, is it interesting enough to keep my attention? I mean, probably only because it's Star Wars.
So to bring it back to Obi-Wan here with this, like the rewatch factor. Has anyone, and I'll say it, has anyone rewatched any Star Wars Disney Plus series yet?
I haven't watched a whole series, but I've rewatched episodes of series. But
Like
I
I
haven't watched
rewatched
a full-
Obi-Wan for our podcast.
Yeah.
Like I will say, like but have you, like, I haven't rewatched any of Mandalorian, and Mandalorian season 2 might be some of my favorite Disney Star Wars stuff. Like
Yeah, no,
I haven't rewatched Boba Fett, which I did like. And that's kind of like I guess because we already joked about not rewatching Obi-Wan Kenobi, but do we even rewatch the ones that we liked a lot?
I think I would rewatch. I haven't, but if I was going to, it would be Mandalorian. It would be, especially season 2. I like that a lot. I would be honest though. I think that's just us getting older. I don't have fucking time. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I
I
think similarly, like to rewatch an entire series is like that's a lot of time, especially when Disney's pumping out a new series like every like couple
Exactly.
of months, like that you're gonna invest in. So like, but like the difference is like I wouldn't want to rewatch Obi-Wan, whereas like if I had time, I would want to rewatch Mandalorian.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Like, but I probably won't because like I just don't have time. I wish I could. I mean, what's it like 12 episodes or something? Like, I mean, it is like what's it 30,
I
45
think
minutes
it's
each?
8 a season, right? 8 or 9.
I mean, yeah, I can only watch one show at a time, and I'm already like falling behind on fucking Stranger Things. Still haven't.
I have
finished
yet
it.
to watch
Oh,
the
you
new
haven't finished
Stranger
it?
Things.
I'm on episode
slacking.
6.
Oh yeah, please no spoilers. Although I don't actually, it's fine. But
Yeah,
I have not watched any of it. I just finished. I finished The Boys season 3 at least.
oh, so good. But
good.
but The Boys, it's so good that I'm like, I've scribbled that down on my calendar. I was like, oh, it's Friday night because I couldn't watch it on Thursday. No, it comes out Thursday
Comes
night,
out
like
Fridays.
real late.
Yeah.
And so Friday night, book that shit on my calendar. It would be a goal. So like that's the only time I have to watch shows. I gotta make an effort. So, that being said, though, I saw the Bob's Burgers movie.
Oh, we were just talking about that.
That being said, though, I did have talk about it.
And it was all right. It was all right.
I still
I
gotta watch
loved
it.
it.
That was full circle. Wow.
It's Bob's Burger. It's literally
watch
Bob's
it.
Burgers, the movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it felt like a really long episode.
Yeah,
Really
it was
long
great.
episode. Yeah.
That's really funny. That's great. That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, with that, you want to wrap up?
Yeah.
Any final words on Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I don't think we touched on it, but I do want to say Ewan McGregor was absolutely perfect.
Right, he was not the problem.
It was good.
He was
Yeah,
great.
he was good. He was great.
I
That goes
mean,
without saying. I feel like it goes
That being
without saying.
said,
Yeah.
don't bring him back again.
Christian Haydenson, though. I mean,
He did good too.
The
Yeah.
we didn't even
flashback
talk about
was
that.
okay. We've aged a little bit, Padawan. But him playing Darth Vader, it felt right. I like seeing them two together.
And they did a
his-
good job of mixing the AI Darth Vader voice and Hayden Christensen's
Mhm.
voice, so you could like hear a little bit of
Yep.
both.
It was
But I
good. I
will
thought
say
it was
this.
a little Baney at times.
Yeah. Sometimes I had subtitles.
You didn't kill Anakin.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. And what was the other thing I was gonna say? Do you think? I don't think so. I wanted to ask this. I don't think Darth Vader is gonna be anywhere near seasons. To make the show its own, you can't keep bringing in Darth Vader.
Oh, Nick,
I
if
think
they
they're done.
really are making more Obi-Wan Kenobi, Vader cannot touch it. I
Exactly.
agree.
Yeah.
Like-
Especially since it ended with Vader going to the Emperor. He was like,
I'm done with him.
I'm
Yeah.
done. Yeah, it means nothing.
Which that was a great Emperor cameo too, by the way. Him being like, "Are you really gonna look?"
Yeah,
And I love-
back around?" Like, you
I
little
love how
bitch.
we still get the classic Emperor, like the "What do you want to Vader?" like he can he's never standing like normally with his hands to his side. He's just always like, "What would you like, Vader?" Like ready to just like.
That's because
Like,
he
all
was
the time.
when he was forced to let lightning, that was
yeah,
his position.
that's how he got.
He's just frozen. He's just frozen.
That's why he comes out of his face. This guy's just like,
Yeah, and going back to that, they got to be cooking up a Mace Windu thing at some.
Oh
point.
yeah.
I heard a rumor. I
Oh,
saw
yeah,
a rumor that he's supposed to come back in Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Are you
Book
serious?
of
Boba
Boba
Fett
Fett
season
season
two.
2. He's rumored to
What
come
a-
back.
See,
Now I gotta watch the damn show. Damn it.
see, what the heck could Mace Windu have? Or is he? Do you think they just have him be like? He was just like, "Fuck this, I'm done."
I think it's Boba
he's-
Fett season 2 is a weird place to have him because that's after everything. That's
How old is he?
That's exactly. Yeah, he's old man. He's old man Mace.
I just feel like if they do bring him back, Samuel L. Jackson's just going to be full Samuel L. Jackson, and it's the first time we're going to hear "fuck" in a Star Wars movie. Like,
I will say,
That's what I'm
Mace
talking
or Samuel Jackson lately has been talking up Star Wars, and I think he is. I think if he returns, he's gonna give it his he just wants to fucking.
Of all the series that we have gotten, I think that was probably number one on most people's list of where is Mace Windu?
Right.
There is no way he just died.
He cut off one hand and throw him out a window.
That's been being said since literally episode 3 came out. It was like he died. He got flung out a window. He's a Jedi. Can't he just stop? He just fall and land.
yeah, is that Maul survived? Like,
Yeah. And he was
he was
was
cut
in
in half. Yeah.
We can end it there.
That's it. Done.
Hard cut.
All right.
Hard cut. Well, thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks
Oh, yeah.
everyone that watches all the way through, and make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes.
And if you're listening to the podcast, appreciate it so much, and consider following us on YouTube as well.